Obsidian Private Division. ගේම් එකෙන් ඕවර්රයිට් කරනවා Windows setting එක මේ monitor එකේ resolution එක මම දැන් Windows වල දීලා තියෙන්නේ 225යි 40ද කොහෙද 25යි 60යි 14යි 40 ගේම් එකෙන් full screen ගන්නවා බලහත්කාරයෙන් කට ගේනවා cool. Stream software capture game The Outer Worlds ඊට පස්සේ මේක අයින් කරමු audio source application audio Outer Worlds මං හිතන්නේ දැන් stream එකෙත් source stream එකත් හරි stream එකෙත් හරි new game story subtitles on showbox subtitles box subtitles on actual cinematic subtitles text size එක ටිකක් වැඩි කරන්න ඕගොල්ලන්ට පේන්න
Why stay earthbound when prosperity awaits you in the stars? Come to Halcyon, the only colony on the edge of the frontier, owned and operated by corporations. A trip of 10 short years will feel like mere minutes, thanks to the comfort and safety of your very own hibernation chamber. You'll wake up in a perfect society designed to maximize your productivity with guaranteed full employment. With only a minor term of service, you will become the master of your own destiny when you go out of this world to the Halcyon colony.
Have to be left at edge of colony.
Hundreds of thousands of colonists left to drift out here forever, just to keep from damaging the board's bottom line. Disgraceful.
Oh, බලන්න charm යනවද full on මම හැම එකේම සාමාන්‍යයෙන් ගහන්නේ strength health එක වැඩි කරලා මම charm යන්නම් මේ පාර personality එක වැඩි කරමු බොරු කියන්න two-handed melee charm medical බොරු කියන්න මේකත් හොඳයි temperament companion ability refresh positive faction reputation reaction
Even your frozen body has a winning smile. If you were any more composed, you'd be a symphony.
තනිකරම personality long guns pursue oh intelligence එක ඕනේ persuade කරන්නනේ critical damage companion ability refresh positive health regeneration per second export damage මේවා lock pick කනම්ම නම් ඔව් වෙනසකටත් එක්ක young charm temperament intelligence මොකද නැත්නම් හැමතිස්සෙම මං ගහන්නේ strength with dexterity dialogue down.
You could probably talk your way out of a landing ticket.
Sneak, hack, lockpick, leadership, inspirational. Improve companion health and their abilities in combat. Ranged melee. Companion critical damage.
You would have made outpost administrator within a year.
Almost special skills for now. Colonist sound. Determination. Drink effect duration. Block. Persuade. ඒක හොඳයි. තනිකරම කතාවෙන් අපි කරන්නේ කතාවෙන්. Food effect, corrosion damage, inspirational, scions, one-handed melee.
I can be reasonably sure you know how to add and subtract.
Male. hair color කළු පාට කරන්න බැරිද මේක කොයි පාටද කළු පාට ඔක්කොම නිකන් එකම පාට වගේ නේ මේද කළු පාට මං හිතන්නේ මේ කළු පාට වයසට යවන්න පුළුවන් මොබලේම කළු සුදු පාට කරන්න මේක පාටවල් වල වෙනස කියන්නේ අර අමාරු ඒ මොන පාට? එක නිකන් සුදු වගේ. මේක name yo-yo.
Looks to be your lucky day, my friend.
Please power down your engines and prepare to be...
Not likely, bootlickers. Initiate skip jump.
Not likely. නෑ මිලියකට දැම්මේ නෑ මම මිලියකට දැම්මේ.
Status. Structural integrity down 25%. Power levels down 20%. Skip drive.
Shit.
Inoperable.
මේක හැබැයි true RPG එක අපිට companion ලව එහෙම මරන්නත් පුළුවන් ඕන permanent. Obsidian ලා හදන games ඔක්කොම
There you are,
RPGs.
wondering what's going on, eh? Bit of bad news there, I'm afraid. Your colony ship was inexplicably knocked out of skip space and forced to complete its journey at sublight speeds.
boss bitches ලා හිටියොත් එහෙම boss bitches ලා මරනවා.
Every other colonist on Hope have been in suspended animation for 70 years, give or take. Normally, reviving someone after so long leads to some quite horrifying results. It's called explosive cell death, but it's really more of a liquefaction. Something wrong? Oh, yes, well, not to worry. I've pumped your body full of a special concoction I devised to keep you from dying so horrifically. Hopefully at all, but I guess we'll see, yes? Unfortunately, I used the last of my chemical supplies saving you. I know it's a lot to ask, but I must have your help securing more if we're to save the rest of your fellow colonists. I'd see it done myself, of course, but the board has a sizable bounty on my head. Now, my ship is inoperative, but I've managed to hire a smuggler to help you out. He'll be... Oh, I see we're in position. Good luck!
Can you hear me? Is this thing working? Ah, there you are. Now, where were we? Oh, yes, the smuggler. His name is Hawthorne, and he should be waiting for you at the landing site. He's to be your chauffeur, so to speak. Not to worry. I'm told he's a specialist. Dashing gunslinger, one-of-a-kind ship, that sort of thing. You'll like him, I'm sure. I've also outfitted you with a simple wireless monitor, so I can track your progress. I'll check in with you as soon as you land. Good luck. All the colonists are counting on you. You've landed good. Hawthorne should be close by. What in law's name? Is that him? Oh, that idiot. I told him to plant the beacon and move away, not stand there holding it. Oh well, no sense in letting his ship go to waste. Hawthorne won't mind you taking his ship. Better you than the board, huh? Not sure I trusted the fellow. Might have gone after the bounty on my head. Shame about the whole squashing thing. Nasty way to go.
සබ්ටයිටල් ටික නැද්ද? ගේම් ප්ලේ controls graphics ඒ කොහෙද අප්පා subtitles ටික තියෙන්නේ audio language subtitles on box subtitles එකක් දාන්න කියලා ඇතියන්තන් normal controls තියෙන game එකක්. දැන් මේකේ control crouch C එකේ මොකක්ද? ඔව් පටන් ගත්තී පටන් ආයෙ නෑ. සියා කියන්නේ බොරු.
Easy now. You've been frozen for a while. There's bound to be unforeseen side effects.
Hey, you. Come here. You've tried the best now. Now try the rest. Spacer's choice. Oh, wow, that stings.
ඒ වගේම තමයි මේ වගේ ඉන්න මේ NPCs ලා හැම කට්ටියවත් මරන්න පුළුවන් ඕන එක්කෙනෙක්ව.
Looks like the bleeding stopped. I owe you one. Hope you don't mind me admitting this
evil
little exchange
gameplay
for my
එකක්
report.
සෙල්ලම් කරනවද
Spacer's
normal
choice doesn't
gameplay
like
එකක්
us
සෙල්ලම්
accepting
කරනවද
outside
මම
help.
මේ කල්පනා කරන්නේ. දකින්න එක්කෙනාව මරලා මිනිමරු කැත වැඩ කර තමයි මම කල්පනා කරන්නේ කැත වැඩ කර සෙල්ලම් කරනවා කැත වැඩ නොකර සෙල්ලම් කරනවා.
Oh, we're all part of the Spacer's Choice family here. Not that I deserve to be. Can't even deliver a company slogan. We were out on
gameplay එකක්
patrol.
සෙල්ලම්
I saw a marauder camp up in the hills. Thought I could take him. Then my gun misfired right through my side. I mean, what are the odds of that, right? Just barely scraped by with my life. Crawled in here and blocked off the exit with those canisters. Gibbering, flesh-eating, law-breaking, unemployed lunatics with guns. Some hullhead grounded their spacecraft out in the open. That's a real good way to attract marauders. See those canisters by the entrance? Marauders come sniffing around in here, and I can take them all out with a single shot. Not bad, huh? Yeah.
මට persuade කරන්න පුළුවන් දැන් මම අර persuasions වලට ගොඩක් දාන්නේ තියෙන්නේ.
Not counting the bullet in my
එහෙනම් බොරු කියන්නේ නැතුව persuade
Here,
කරන්න.
you can have my saber too, for patching me up and all. All Spacer's Choice weapons are now 30% less likely to malfunction. You've tried the best, now try the rest. Spacer's Choice.
Spacer's
Yes,
choice.
nailed it that time. The Hope? Is that some sort of fancy new drug? Are you with Auntie Cleo or something? Don't take this the wrong way or nothing, but I'm not allowed to fraternize with Cleo workers. Company policy. You hit your head or something? You're in Emerald Vale. We're a Spacer's Choice community. Edgewater's a little ways down. Prettiest place in the Vale. Be sure to stop by a provisioner's for a can of our
එහෙනම් බොරු
famous
කියන්නේ නැතුව
salt tuna.
persuade කරන්න වෙනවා.
just happened? Can you hear me? What in the hell? This...
මම හොරගම් කරා. Tactical time dilation. Pressing tactical time TTD slows down the queue නේ. මේ වයිදෙන් කරන්න ඕනේ බඩුව ඇහිඳින එක. Go items and
Hey! Get over here before you get yourself killed. Don't know where you came from,
And the
stranger,
boss bitch
but you
can
best keep
na
your head
maranda.
down. There's marauders hereabouts, and worse, landing violators. Gall on that rung leech. Landing in the Vale without using an official Spacer's Choice landing pad. I'd slap him with a fine if it weren't for all these marauders shambling about. You pulling my limb? I mean, yeah, of course. Marauders. Bunch of addle-brained derelicts. I could round them up all by myself. I just, you know, need a couple of winks to catch my breath. Stretch my legs, son.
පර්ස්ුවේට් කරමු මේගොල්ලොන්ට ගිහිල්ලා අරුන්ව ෆයිට් කරන්න. එතකොට මම මරන්නේ නැහැ.
Well, sometimes. Management's real good at cost-benefit analysis. But, seeing as I'm the acting manager in this situation, you know what? You're right. It's time we cross those marauders off, find whoever owns that ship, and file a full report. Then it's gonna be fucking laminated.
Here we go.
අනුන්ගේ පහනෙන් එළිය බලමු. බොස් බිච් මැරුණා.
Hear that?
කොහොම මෙතන මේගොල්ලන්ගේ මලමිනී ටික ඩිස්පෝන් වුණාද? මරණට පස්සේ බඩු ටික හොරකම් කරන්න ගියේ මම. මෙන්න මෙතන එක්කෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා. Private Kimball. Boss bitch go. Private Kimball. Me Meet Marauder.
Please be informed that this vessel contains no valuable plunder.
The unreliable.
Unauthorized access of spacefaring vessels is a crime. Please submit yourself to the authorities.
අපේ ship එකත් boss bitch
Hello,
කෙනෙක්.
Marauder. I am Ada, the autonomous digital astrogator of this vessel. Please be informed that I am authorized to use violent retribution against unwanted solicitors. Please return any misappropriated equipment and exit this vessel in an orderly fashion. Failure to do so will result in your immediate destruction. Jettison procedures initiated. Disengaging airlocks. Preparing to eject all boarding parties in 5, 4, 3, 2.
අපි eject කරන්න බෑ අපි space එකේ නෙමෙයි ඉන්නේ.
You are still here. My deception protocols have failed. I have been programmed to express disappointment.
අපේ ship AI පට්ට ගොග්.
This vessel is the registered property of Captain Alex Hawthorne. I am incapable of accepting orders from anyone other than Captain Alex Hawthorne. I understand. I will require some time to process this information. Thank you for your patience and for your honesty. I am programmed to take orders exclusively from Captain Hawthorne. If I accept your orders, then you must be Captain Hawthorne. Do you understand? Well done, Captain Hawthorne. I see your powers of deductive reasoning remain intact. Unfortunately, our engine is currently inoperable. Our main drive suffered a critical power failure, and we were forced to make an emergency landing. The main drive's power regulator has been irreparably damaged and must be replaced. Astutely observed. However, the probability of locating a
කතා කරලා මට
power
experience
regulator
හොයන්න පුළුවන්
within
මම අර මගේ
falls within acceptable
speech skill
parameters
එක
of
හදලා තියෙන
certainty.
නිසා.
High-capacity power regulators are sometimes employed in the electrical networks of worker settlements. I have taken the liberty of printing you a new captain's identity cartridge. Please try not to lose it this time. This cartridge identifies you, Alex Hawthorne, as the registered proprietor and captain of the Unreliable. Do you understand? Best of luck in your search for a power regulator. Try to stay alive this time.
Level up, level 2. කො බලන්න every time you level up, you earn skill points to spend. ඒක හරි. Each core skill improves the specialization skill. Special unlock bonuses occur every 20 points. Congratulations, you have gained enough experience to gain a level up. Leveling up increases your health points. Points diet, you know. ලීඩර්ෂිප් එකට දාමු. You have unlocked a dialogue combat skill. When attacking the correct type, they are automatically debilitated. You can command your companions to use their special abilities on the enemy. Companion ability C, companion ability C එකයි B එකයි. ඕක මතක තියාගන්න ඕනේ. companions ලා මොකද මගේ අර මේ leadership skill එක තනි කරම යන්නේ companions වල. මං හොඳ companion කෙනෙක්ව හොයාගන්න ඕනේ. හොඳ companion ගිගතේ තමයි ඔක්කොම තියෙන්නේ. මේ මොකෙද්ද මේ?
I'll be with you, friend. I'm Ernie from the Spacer's Choice Department of Human Resources. Town sent me hereabouts to check on the guards.
guards ටික මලා.
Seems to me, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but seems to me they're all dead. Mind telling me what happened here?
බොරු කියන්නද? මට බොරු කියන්න පුළුවන්. නැත්නම් අපිට තර්ජනය කරන්න I don't like your tone Ernie කියලා එකක් තියෙනවා. තර්ජනය කරන්නත් පුළුවන්. නැත්නම් නිකන් normal අත්ත කියන්නත් පුළුවන්. normal අත්ත කියන්න.
Altercation, you say? Yeah, shame as that goes. Spacer's Choice policy strictly prohibits dying during work hours. Guess I'd better get to cleaning up. Can't just leave company property scattered about, bleeding out on the dirt.
බලමු උන්ගේ බඩේ ගන්න පුළුවන් දිය.
No can do, friend. That armor's Spacer's Choice property. Bodies too, living or otherwise.
මේකේ අයිතිකාරත්වය හැමෝගෙම තියෙන්නේ companies වල.
You don't want to amble on over to Edgewater at your earliest convenience. Constable's office might have work for someone with your, let's just say, aggressive disposition. Oh, and be sure to stop by the Edgewater Provisioner for a can of salt tuna. It's not the best choice. It's Spacer's Choice. Don't get paid bits to chat with strangers. You want to chew the rag, go talk to Silas over by the cemetery.
criminal activities ඕකේදී. මං කිව්වේ ඕන කෙනෙක්ව මරන්න පුළුවන් කියලා. ගේම් එක මම ලෝඩ් කරන්න. ඔතකොට කවුරු හරි දැක්කොත් wanted වෙනවා. මේ සමහර කට්ටිය අයිටම් ස්ටොප් කරන්නේ නැහැ.
Like you.
Whoa, hey, where'd you come from? Don't go ambling out in those hills. That's marauder territory, friend.
Oh, not පට්ටෙහි ගන්න.
You talk too pretty for a marauder. Most of them just grunt and yell. Ain't safe out here. You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls and low prices.
මට බොරුවක් කියමු අපේ නම ගැන.
Pleased to make your acquaintanceship. I'd shake your hand, but I've been hauling corpses. You don't want none of that on you. Name's Silas. Junior in humor for the town of Edgewater. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family. Definitely not the junior in humor, that's for sure. If you've got business inquiries,
Town එක
stop
හැමෝටම
by
බොරු
Reed
කියලා.
Thompson's office. He's up in the tower above the cannery. Head into town, follow the road. Look, you obviously ain't a worker. What's your racket? You a smuggler? Freelancer? Edgewater is a company town, board-owned and operated. That includes the cemetery. None of us own our grave sites. We rent them from the company. Renting means money. Money means paperwork. Paperwork means signatures. Some of our families become a mite delinquent in paying their dues, you see? 4 workers still haven't paid up. Phyllis, Conrad, Ludwig, and Martin Abernathy. He's a special case. You may want to twist his arm a little. He just is. Look, I don't want to get into it. Just make sure he pays up. Conrad's got a barbershop in town. Phyllis works at the cannery most hours. Abernathy... I ain't seen him in a few days. His domicile is near the cannery. You'll find him in town. All except Ludwig, that is. He's over by the landing pad. Yeah? You could look at it that way, I suppose. You could look
මමට
at us
යන්න
and
කලින්ම
say,
ප්‍රශ්න.
Those Edgewater saps lost near every soul to plague. But you'd be wrong. We're survivors. Loyal company folk, brave in the wilds. Every now and again, a virulent plague sweeps through our town. That's life on the frontier, I suppose. A body grows accustomed. Hang on, I'm doing some math in my head. 20, 30, carry the 1... all my life? Work's been real good to me. Fresh air, exercise. Only problem's the paperwork. Can't get anybody to pay their gravesite fees. Former people, yeah. Marauder's been raiding my graves, you see. Hence the armed guards. Oh no. They are after the most precious loot of all. Spacer's Choice Company property. If those marauders swipe any more bodies out of my cemetery, company's gonna duck my pay.
හොරකම් කරන්න තියෙනවද මොකද? Do you want to endure your do you want to dream of working Byzantium? Early retirement is finally here. Steel shovel. හොඳමාම තමා Spacer's Choice Company එකේ logo එක. Hacking and picking locks. Your hacking and locking will help you. ඒක hack කරන skill එක මදි. හොරකම් කරු. කවුරුත් ළඟ නැති හින්දා හොරකම් කරන්න පුළුවන්. දැක්කොත් තමයි අහුවෙන්නේ. ස්පේස් චොයිස් කම්පැනි එකේ මැස්කොට් ඒ හඳමාමගේ හෙල්මට් එකක් තියෙනවා. මගේ හෙල්මට් එක ගන්න පුළුවන් වෙලාවක අරගෙන මගේ කැරක්ටර් එකට දාන්න හඳමාම හෙල්මට්. මරින්නේ හඳමාම මේ ස්පේස් චොයිස් කම්පැනි එකේ මැස්කොට්.
I've been feeling pretty low these days.
Don't let the boss catch you saying that.
The first companion ලා දෙන්නෙක් ඉන්නවා මං හිතන්නේ මේ ටවුන් එකේ.
Hey, you hear about Wilson?
Heard Marauders got in.
Just between us, Wilson deserted. Lost his nerve.
නෑ අපි කම්පැනි එක අපි කාටවත් කිසි කම්පැනි එකකට අයිති නෑ. හැබැයි කම්පැනිස් වලට අපිට සම්බන්ධ වෙන්න පුළුවන්.
I think he was plagued. Guess he didn't want to die in the sick house.
Plague? Ah, shit. I had some of his salt tuna.
You moron.
පොඩ්ඩක් ඉන්න සබ්ටයිටල් එකේ ඕඩියෝ සබ්ටයිටල් එකේ සයිස් එක මාරු කරන්න බෑ දැන්. Toro wahala. Orang karo.
Miss Holcomb, I need you to explain this lesson. The grease monkey, Argo?
I'm sorry, Mr. Thompson, sir. You asked why it's taking so long to fix. The answer's...
Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself. I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I cannot help but notice you are not in uniform. Of course not. I don't have that kind of luck. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through. I understand. Your business is your own. Nonetheless, you are welcome in our little outpost. Outsiders are a rare sight in the Vale. If you are a freelancer, then I have use for you. There is pay to be earned, or supplies to tide you over, as you prefer. The sort of work for which I cannot spare my own people. I am in the midst of a difficulty, the resolution of which requires a third party. You. There's an old botanical lab, mostly abandoned now, but still eating up power from our plant. Power which our cannery sorely needs. I need you to go to the geothermal plant and reroute power from the botanical lab over to us. Simple as that. I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there.
මේකේ මම කලින් සලාකට මට කෝපරේෂන්ස් එක කෝපරේෂන් එකේ සයිඩ් එකට ගියේ නෑ මම. මේ පාර කෝපරේට් සයිඩ් එකට ගියා නම් හරි වගේ.
The people living in the botanical labs. They're deserters, former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home. My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. tell her the power's about to go, and that it's time her band of deserters came back to town. Adelaide's older than the other deserters. She's dignified, kindly. From what I understand, her camp looks to her for leadership.
මට ඕනනම් ගිහිල්ලා අර කැම්ප් එකේ හැමෝම මරන්නත් පුළුවන්.
That is not a hypothetical I enjoy entertaining. We need Adelaide back. Nonetheless, I will settle for the return of her followers. We belong to one community, the Spacer's Choice family. If we dissolve into factions, then we will all perish separately. Adelaide will understand that. Of course, I understand completely. Here, let me give you the passcode to the geothermal plant. A sign of good faith for so politely listening to me as I ramble on.
Are you setting off for the Vale? Because I know my way around. I mean, in case you want to.
I mean, a bit first.
I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented and may prove useful to you.
Oh, එක්කෙනෙක් මුළු ගමක වැඩ කරන්න ඕනේ.
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
Companions. You gain a companion. Combat support. Their skills enhance your skills. They increase your carrying capacity. You can unlock special companion combat abilities. නායකාරයෝ ටික හොයමු එහෙනම් ඉස්සෙල්ලා නායකාරයෝ ටික. කොමේකේ the companion ledger. The companion ledger shows everything in your companions. You can see their skills, stats. First select the item you want to swap out and then compatible. Oh, right. Oh, code. නායකාරයෝම හොයමු.
Can we talk? Sorry. Can we chat? Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me. It's just, Mr. Thompson has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale. Where are we headed? A whole ship? Like one that flies about the Aether? That's a tall order. I guess the generator that powers Bess? I mean, the cannery. If you turn on the thermal plant like Mr. Thompson wants, we can shut down the generator. Then it'd be safe to yank the regulator.
මට වුණත් හිතෙන්නෙම අර ටවුමට ගිහිලා ඉන්න හැම එකම මරලා බඩු ටිකත් හොරකම් කරලා.
Yes, Mr. Thompson. Whoa, did Mr. Thompson send you?
මුගේ මෝන.
Well, you tell Mr. Thompson I'll be right at my post. Tomorrow. Bright and early tomorrow. Because I'm definitely not plagued. As spry as a spring chicken. That's old Abernathy. Didn't nobody ever tell you to never impress yourself between a man and his muttering? Which is, by the way, a normal and healthy mode of expression. Silas knows, doesn't he? That's why he sent you. That's why he wants me to pay up. He knows.
බොරු කියමු.
Sounds like he's already told you. You may as well hear it from me. I'm dying. I'm not long for this world. The date of my expiration is fast approaching. And soon I shall be ushered through the great cannery in the skies.
Don't say that, Mr. Abernathy. You still got a couple decades in you.
I'd steer clear, Ms. Holcomb. My affliction's bound to be contagious. It's plague. Has to be. Silas knows. He knows I got one foot in my grave, and now he wants to charge me for the other one.
I'm sure it's all very tragic and heartbreaking. Pay me so I can get out of here.
I'll pay your fees. I don't want any trouble from Silas. But if you could see your way to freelancing for me, I could really use the help.
ආපෝ මේසියත් වෙන්න වැඩක් දෙනවා මේ මුළු ටවුමේ වැඩ කරන එක මගේ කැරක්ටර් එක විතරයි එකෙක්වත් වැඩ කරන්නේ නැහැ මේකේ.
There's a cache of anthracillin tucked away in the old community center. Powerful stuff. Stronger than what we got anyway. I need you to break in, nab that medicine and bring it back to me. I'll do what I can. I tried medicating myself with Adrenatime. Didn't do much for me, as far as I can tell. Anyway, I can't just buy medicine. Distribution of medicine is strictly prohibited to any workers beneath the acceptable margin of health. Company policy. Tell myself the same thing every morning. You've seen those young workers at the cannery? What with their unbent spines and pristine knee joints? I can't compete with that. You will not find any guards within sight of that old place. Marauders, on the other hand. I have it on good authority. There's a gang of them squatting there. I advise stepping softly. So you'll do it then? You oblige me with your haste. I think I feel the plague spreading. Oh Lord, it's in my spleen now. I can feel it.
Side mission ටික කරලා experience ටිකක් කොය.
I know that, but I got nobody else to turn to.
Nobody else to turn to. මේ තාම වැඩ කරන්න අපි විතරයි.
Up and wrote me up. Could have gone to see the good vicar, but I never did find my courage.
Okay, ගෙදර තියෙන බඩු හොරකම් කරන්න පුළුවන්. බෑ පේනවනේ.
You're making a mistake.
Making a mistake working for Abernathy. ඔව් මෙයා හරියන්නේ නැහැ මට ඕනේ මේකේ රොබෝ කෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා ඒ රොබෝව.
Please don't touch anything. Your hands are probably crawling with germs. Physical hygiene recapitulates moral hygiene. Cleanliness is next to lawfulness.
Intimidate karo.
No, thank you. That's quite all right. I've seen enough body parts in my line of work. I'm Conrad. You will report to me if your hair fails to meet Spacer's Choice aesthetic standards. You will also report to me in the event of your death, whereupon I will clean and prepare your remains for interment. Ah, gravesite fees. Silas and I had talked about this at length. I thought I'd made it clear my pecuniary situation precludes the necessary restitutions. As broke as pie crust, friend. Bidless, indigent, destitute. I simply cannot afford it. I am a blemish on the prosperity of our fair settlement. When I expire, I expect Silas to toss my body into a ditch.
I don't care, pay up.
With what? My own blood? Tell Silas I can't afford to pay. And that I fully expect to have my medical rights revoked for this dereliction. With my apologies. Not a bad idea. But I'd need some kind of collateral. My pair of lucky clippers. No, that won't do. Your idea intrigues me, but I'm afraid I don't have anything to give Silas. I'm open to suggestions. Much obliged.
ඌ පට්ට හිඟන්නේ. අනිත් එක්කෙනා කොයිද ඉන්නේ? හැමෝවට දෙන්න ගත්තොත් නම් එහෙම මං හැමෝම මරනවා.
You the new worker? Whatever. Make it quick, Tenderfoot. I'm busy. Shit. Silas still on about that. Here, take the fees. I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell Reed I was late on my payment. Because they're not my fees and not my gravesite. Guy I worked with shot himself. I paid the bill. If you're not familiar with board law, you ought to be. Law requires delinquent gravesite fees to be paid by the deceased party's closest living relative, which meant me. Shame, though. Eugene was a good worker. Woke up one morning and put a round through his upper story. Can't imagine why. The kid was doing all right at his desk. We all thought he was an upstanding receptionist. Just between the two of us, I'm pretty shocked his weapon didn't misfire. Spacer's Choice handguns aren't the most reliable. Eugene wasn't family. Yeah, I was the closest living person relative to his body at time of death. I'm the one who found him, you see, so I pay the fines. Suicide's a crime. The legal term is irreparable damage to company property. What Eugene did to himself was vandalism. First of all, that's a horrible thing to say. Secondly, yes, we did. When one of your workers commits a crime, the entire town pays for it. In other words, Edgewater would have been penalized pretty hard. Whatever Eugene was worth as an asset, we would have had to pay out of pocket to Spacer's Choice. Look around. Edgewater ain't exactly swimming in luxury. We can't afford to pay the body price of a suicide. All I know is Silas asked me for Eugene's gravesite fees, which means he was approved for burial, which means his papers went through, which means the town's in the clear. I'm just glad to put this whole ugly affair behind me. Eugene can rest his bones in peace, and the rest of us can get on with our own lives.
Oh, මෙයා සුපර්වයිසර් කෙනෙක් ටක් ටක් ගාලා කතා කරනවා. මේ පැත්තේ කවුද ඉන්නේ?
Friend of mine died.
Boru.
Hey, Miss. Lovely to see you about, Miss Parvati.
Things going all right, Silas?
Been keeping him careful and true, miss. Something I can do for you? You run into any trouble? Conrad's barbershop is a yawning pit that swallows his every bit. I keep telling him he should cut a few corners. Skimp out on the disinfectant. You gotta put the squeeze on Conrad. Find some dirt on him. Maybe check his back room. Well, that's the word, extortion. Been on the tip of my tongue all day.
ඌට තර්ජනය කරන්න මොනහරි හොයාගන්න කියලා කියන්නේ. තුවක්කුව ඔලුවට තියලා තර්ජනය කරන්න පුළුවන් වගේ එකක්. කොහොමත් වගේ එකගේ මේ ස්පීච් ස්කිල් එක මාත්ලා නෙවෙයි. තර්ජනය කරනවා. කෝකටත් ඒක මෙන්න මෙයා මේ රැරිය මෙන් කෝකටත් සේව් කරලා oops. ඒගොල්ලෝගේ line of sight එකේ නැත්තම් එහෙම අහුවෙන්නේ නැහැ. You sound like you had some training. I know thing.
Oh? Am I in the company of a fellow doctor? Experience was my teacher. Experience and... So, you want to be an embalmer, brochures 1 through 5, courtesy of the Spacer's Choice Department of Career Development. You know about Eugene? How?
I'm a mind reader.
You were probably poking around my things. I really shouldn't leave my letters sitting out in the open. Eugene's golden teeth were a family heirloom, representing 3 generations of poor dental hygiene. He took them to his grave. More than a few. Those teeth were his personal savings. I can't ask Silas to dig up a man's body and pry a few teeth loose from his jaw just to pay my bills. Can I?
Are you asking rhetorically? Because if you're being serious... Ugh, gross.
Desperate measures, Miss Holcomb. Desperate measures. I'm going to have to ask Silas to dig up those teeth. It's the only way I'm paying my gravesite fees. Here you are. Gravesite papers affixed with my signature and an IOU. Eugene was not a suicide. He put a bullet in his brain, yes, but that's largely a technicality. I was the one who prepared Eugene's body for interment. I discovered symptoms of the plague on his corpse, and I discovered medicine in his pocket. Lots of medicine. Eugene overdosed on adrenatime, which is known to cause psychosis and paranoia as possible side effects. The paranoia drove him to take his own life. We can all thank our lucky stars that young Eugene was hopped up on medication and suffered its predictable side effect. I included it all in my official report. I'd like to think I saved Edgewater a great deal of money. We never could have paid the fines associated with a suicide.
Vic Miller. Ja, koheද ඉන්නේ.
Thank the law. I've been requisitioning backup for months. Guess the boss finally came to his senses. You ever swung a truncheon? Let me see your rifling stance. I want to make sure you're up to snuff. I told Silas I'd pay my dues if he agreed to join the resistance. Guess this means he's finally heard the calling. I'm talking about mechanical soldier. Cold, heartless automatons made of iron and lies. That's right. That's what I've been saying. We gotta square our shoulders and stand ever vigilant. Auto-mechanicals. Creatures forged in the fires of malevolence. I seen them over by the old power plant, clattering about, firing at the birds, orchestrating their uprising. When the swarms of mechanicals come clanging on over that hill, where will you be? Cowering beneath your cot? Or standing shoulder to shoulder with the resistance? I've been gathering up a war chest over the years. Saw tuna cans mostly, some Spacer's chaw, few bit cards. I'll reward you for your aid.
Proper army spare or persuade karo.
Enlistment fees. Yeah, I suppose. Wouldn't want to give the resistance a bad name. They have sent a scout, prowling around the junkyard just behind our beloved town. This scout must not be permitted to return to its base of operations. Cross it off, then report back. Mechanicals got a weak spot in their midsections. I think the technical term is, the blue glowy square thing.
මෙට්ටවුන් එකේ හැම එකම ගියාම මොකක් හරි වැඩක්ද නවගේ කවුරුත් වැඩ කරන්නේ නැහැ අපි විතරයි වැඩ කරන්නේ. Oh, weapon management. එකසිය 10. Rifle cartridge නැති එක තමයි ප්‍රශ්නේ.
Fancy threads. That some kind of hibernation suit? Yeah? What about him? Yeah. Funny thing, Eugene's body ain't where it's supposed to be. The night we were supposed to commend his body to the earth, I had his grave all dug up and ready, right? And so I thought, I'll just rest my eyes a bit. When I woke up, his body was gone. Spirited away, vanished. The footprints nearby suggested that Eugene was stolen by marauders. Or he rose from the dead. Let me know if you find anything.
ඒ අසෝගේ බොඩි එක නල්ලු. නමගුලන්. කොමේගේ ඒ රොබෝ මරු. එකක් තියනවද? assault rifle එකට bullet නැහැ. ගිහලා මොගල් 100ට ගිහලා ගියමු. රතු පාට වෙලා පෙන්නද්දි ළඟ මිනිස්සු හිටියොත් එම ගත්තොත් අහු වෙනවා.
Bring us honor, soldier. You beat that scout to scrap with its own legs? Pulled its optic cables out its head case? Actually, don't tell me. Rather use my imagination. You're a passing fair soldier, I will confess. But you are one, and the enemy is legion. What you need is an equalizer, a weapon to strike fear in their cold, mechanical hearts. Cantina, lavatory, behind one of the toilets. That's where I've kept it hidden all these years. Sharp, ain't it? The lavatory is the very last place a mechanical has need to enter. On the double, soldier. Don't want the bartender poking around in there with a mop.
මේකේ සයිඩ් එකේ පෙන්වන්නේ අර මේ තියෙන quest එකේ නම. middle mouse button එක ඔබන්න බයයි grenade එකක් ක්‍රිසි කරලා මෙතන කට්ටිය ඔක්කොම තරහා ගියොත් එහෙම.
Report?
Only the part that said we ain't making our quotas.
If only McDevitt's folk hadn't abandoned us. Cannery could use those extra hands.
Nothing we can do about that.
Sure there is. We can have another zero-G.
Return to Ludwig. Call Ludwig.
Bring us honor, soldier. Feast your eyes, soldier. This here is a genuine Spacer's Choice injury customizing unit, designed to deliver a lethal blast of electrical discharge. I call it the Hand of the Law. You ever want to see a mechanical flailing around like a grounded fish? You stick a couple thousand volts in its guts. With compliments from old Ludwig. There's a workbench right through this door. Attach that unit to your favorite weapon and go forth into glorious battle. Time's come for you to journey down into the black heart of the enemy's camp. I'm talking about the old geothermal plant. Unfortunately, the old plant lies outside my board-given jurisdiction. You'll need to get a passcode from the boss, Reed Thompson. I've been after a passcode for years. Boss said no on account of my gross incompetence with all matters related to security. I need you to get us the brain of a mechanical. Well, not exactly a brain. Anatomically speaking, what we're looking for is a logic module.
මේක මං හිතන්නේ main quest වලට වඩා side quest දෙකයිද කොහෙද?
There's the rub. If a mechanical breaks down, the logic module fries. So you can't rip one out of its corpse. You're gonna have to find an intact model somehow.
Companion?
I don't reckon so. I work with gears and pistons and such. Stuff you can put hands to. Computers and mechanical brains are outside my ken.
You know, she names the mechanical she fixes. Calls them Bess and Clancy and so on. You keep a careful eye on her. Could be a sympathizer. Don't tell anyone, all right? I've got a contact. A real expert in the inner workings of the automaton. We are gonna rip those mechanical secrets right out of their circuits.
Perception.
Well, excuse me. What I meant was I'm going to get a contact. Didn't know I had to be all prissy about my grammar around you. If you die horribly, I will pour out a can of zero-G to your memory. Go on. I'm Ludwig Miller, Associate Security Officer for Transportation. Officially, unofficially, strictly between you and me, I am the only thing standing between Edgewater and total annihilation. Go on. You ever seen the way a mechanical just stands there? Just looking at you, scanning you with its murderous oculars. Mechanicals have been programmed to eliminate the human race. They've been programmed to replace us. First, they will rob us of our jobs. And once they have taken away our livelihoods, they will take away our very lives.
I'm making a workbench. The workbench repair, upgrade, and modify your weapons and armor, keeping your combat ready. Cannot be removed. Oh, weapon parts madi ne. Like a mission එක මොකක්ද cache of community center. මේක කොහෙද තියෙන්නේ? ඉලෙක්ට්‍රිකල් මොඩ් එකකුත් තියෙන හින්දා
Sorry.
කම්පෑනියන්ට දෙමු මගේ ඉන්වෙන්ටරි එකෙන් මේක අයින් කරලා මේක යූස් කරන්න Many machine offer variety of item. Hack skill 25 high allows you to sell items to the vending machine. Armor management, drag your armor helmet. Oh. Trespassing law. Oh, game में crash ना हो तो आने मुकद्दर नहीं उन्हें display के कपारों में
What's that noise?
Sure. Be right there. All right, how about now? Everyone all right? On my way.
pristine තුවක්කුවක් හම්බලා තියෙනවා pristine. Oh. මරුඩලත් මේකේ ටවුම ඉන්න කට්ටියත් හිඟන්නෝ හොරුත් හිඟන්න ඔක්කොම හිඟන්න ඉන්න මේකේ. Armor 9, armor 3, armor 4. Maglock එකක් නෑනේ. අද පාද නැන්ද maglock එකක්. අන්න තියෙනවා. එක enemy කෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා කියලා පෙන්නනවා. Good. සමාරාච්චිමුට ගැන ඇහිඳින්නත් බෑ. මොංගල් සීයාගේ මිෂන් එකකුත් තිබ්බ මෙතන ළඟ. ඒකට මාරු කරලා බලමු. මොකද උංග මරන්න පුළුවන් මට. සෝ පිස්ටල් එකේ මේක තියෙන හින්දා අර ඉලෙක්ට්‍රික් මොඩ් එක තියෙන හින්දා. ජර්නල් මීටර් 100 ගානක් මෙතන ළඟ තියෙන්නේ. මේක හිඟන ටවුන් එකක් නේ. ඔක්කොම කුණුබක් කියලා තියෙන දේවල් අහින්දින්න ඕනේ. එනිමීස් ලගාවත් මොකුත් නැහැ. පට්ට හිඟන්.
Processing.
Poke around in here. Get
Processing data now. Security patrol. Searching for
item repair. Let me go. මොකක්ද දන්නේ නැහැ බලමු අන්ලොක් කරලා. Disarm security defenses.
Mr. Thompson said to talk with Miss McDevitt before doing anything here?
Tactical time delay lasts longer. Retrieve logic module. Oh, okay. Security chief की key card देखो फिर
System. Sweeping. On it.
Companion AI number. Can't work. Brought a copy of Young Spaces. මම security chief ගේ body හොයන්නේ card එක key card එක හොයාගන්න. really?
I'll investigate.
Modifications.
Area.
එක ෂෝට්කට් එකක් බලමු මේක තව ෂෝට්කට් එකක්
Not real. You're not real.
පල්ලෙහාක ඉන්නවා කෑග ගහතන්ට යන්නේ කොහොමද කියලා තමයි මට ෂුවර් නැත.
Get away! No, just leave me alone. Get away! You're not real. You're not real. Get away from me, Phantom. Shoot! Scram! Don't you talk down to me, Phantom. At least I know I'm real. See? See, Higgins? This is why you must always boil your sprats before ingesting. Of course. Sprats are an excellent source for my daily recommended intake of mercury. Chester D. Higgins. The D stands for definitely not insane. I use it as a reminder. Oh, Higgins has been many things over the years. Sprat Wrangler, Sultana critic, Aetherwave personality, chairman of the board, galactic defender, Sisty Pig tycoon. I've come a long way for someone who started off as a simple engineer right here in this plant. I specialized in automechanicals, drones, sentries, repaired them, maintained, upgraded, did it all from my old workroom just over in the next section. Look, I don't want to fall into any trouble with the mechanicals. If they wise up to our plans, they will come for us. With prodding irons. You know, you remind me of myself back when I was an intergalactic adventurer. I discovered a flaw. Their hostility levels were hardwired to maximum. There's no changing that, but you could rewrite their targeting protocol so they attack each other instead. Yes, that's exactly it. I see you're also versed in the noble art of mechanical engineering. There's a behavior control terminal in the other room. It should have options to change how the mechanicals act, including whom they shoot at. Oh, that reminds me. You'll need my passcode to access the behavior control terminal. Here, let me just write it down for you. Funny thing, I was working on a logic module just before the mayhem started. Security chief found me and confiscated the logic module. The tail. Definitely start with the tail. If you're feeling adventurous, the ears are a particular delicacy. Jimmy'd opened the vending machines. That lasted a good couple of months. Eventually, I had to resort to more unconventional means of filling my insides. Mechanicals lost their bolts. Opened fire on anything that moved. I was on cleaning duty at the time. My old boss had me scrubbing pipes when the killing started. So, as usual, I missed out.
room කියලා කිව්වට කොයි room එකේද? Level 3. මොකක්ද තියෙන්නේ? එක මං හිතන්නේ එක මං එවුවා. ඒක එවුවා. මේක ඇතුළට යන්න security chief ගේ key card එක ඕනේ. Got locked. වැඩේ කියන්නේ ඔටෝ මෙකැනිකල්ස් මේ රීප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් කරන්න ඕනේ ඔක්කොම මම මැරුවා. Redirect power. Turn in the medicine. Plant security office. Security office එක හරි වැඩේ කියන්නේ මට ඒක අන්ලොක් කරන්න විදියක් නැහැ. Company dispatcher towards the management of the this is a 5 key card එක තමයි නැත්තේ. Oh, you cannot not worth. මං හිතුවේ ඔෆිස් එකේ කී කාඩ් එක තියෙයි කියලා කී. ඔෆිස් එකේ කී කාඩ් එක නැහැ. පද්දක්. Mind your head. Geothermal security office. Terminal log the turned hostile and began attacking, making his way down to the control room. Oh, මේ ඉන්නේ. අන්න හම්බුණා කීයක ඇතියන්ත. මෝගෙන් වෙන්න මේව ටික කරා වුණ. අයියා. ගිහිල්ලා අර ග්‍රේව් ඩිගර්ගේ එක දීලා ඔව් මේකට උටන්න බෑ. තුරක් තියනවා අර පැත්තේ. receptionist. Free items. Okay, fast travel කරන්න පුළුවන් දන්න බලමු. නෑ කමියුනිටි සෙන්ටර් එකට නෙමෙයි. ඕ මෙතනට යා. අම්මෝ හොඳට අර ෆාස්ට් ට්‍රැවල් කරන්න පුළුවන්. ප්ලේස් එක තන අර මේ හොයාගත්තට පස්සේ ටක් ගාලා කියලා ෆාස්ට් ට්‍රැවල් කරන්න පුළුවන්. එතන ගිහලා මෙන්න මෙයාගේ ක්වෙස්ට් එක කරලා ඉස්සෙල්ලාම
Bring us honor, soldier.
Bring us honor, soldier.
Bang up work, soldier. You're a credit to your uniform. Oh, that reminds me. Gotta look into getting us a uniform. So this is it then. The key to humanity's victory over the mechanical hordes. I would reward you with the gratitude of the resistance.
ඔව් රත්තරන් දත තියෙන්නේ අර කාගේලෝ අර මේ
So here's a couple bits for your trouble. And a little something
Marauders
to
lage
remember
camp
you
එකේ.
by.
Now comes the power. Oh.
Grave digging's a fine profession. Always work to be had, and nary a word of complaint out of your clients. You run into any trouble? Reliable work from a freelancer. That's gonna take some getting used to. And I'll buy you a drink sometime. Suppose you've earned it. One good turn deserves another.
Spacer's choice reputation increased.
Abernathy was sick? With the plague? That's disgusting. I shook hands with the guy. What? No. If I knew he was sick, I would have had him reported. I needed his fees because of his name. A, for Abernathy. He was at the top of my list, you see?
දත්ත හොයන්න ඕනුන් නෑ හොඳ වෙලාවට. You found the cash or අරුට ගිහිල්ලා උගේ ඩ්‍රග්ස් ටික දෙමු.
You wanna mingle, go try the cantina.
Let's see it. Don't keep us waiting.
Haven't decided? I hired you. The nature of your employment requires you to deliver in my hand some genuine anthracillin.
Worth a lot to the right buyer.
You're right, it is. Can't blame a mercenary for trying to make a profit.
අර අනිත් එකාට මේක විකුණන්න පුළුවන්ද දන්නේ නැහැ. දොස් අර මේ හොර දොස්තරකෝ.
Been eating nothing but salt tuna for a year.
General store නෙමෙයි මෙයා. මොගාව තමයි සල්ලි නැහැ.
What can I do for you? Go ahead.
Oh, විකුණන්න බෑ ඒක. ගිහලා මොකට දෙමු.
You wanna mingle, go try the cantina. Sweet life-giving nostril. The first
does
hit's
sponsor
always
come
the
like
best. Scratched together all the bits I had around the domicile. It ain't as much as you deserve, but it's all I got. You're wringing the blood out of me. Here, you can have whatever's in my pockets.
Your company has leveled up and granted a new perk.
Yeah, huh? In the bar? When I asked if you were a drinker? Sorry. I know, it's none of my business. Yeah, I didn't think... I mean, sorry.
Perk points නෑනේ. ඔයාගේ මොනවද upgrade කරන්නේ? Base health. Increase the amount of threat this companion generates when attacking, making them more likely to attack this companion. Oh, companion බිල්ලට දෙනවා මම. නැත්තම් එහෙම හරියන්නේ නැහැ මේකේ. සල්ලි දුර සල්ලි experience විලකම හම්බුණා. බලමු ඊළඟ main quest එකක් තියෙනවා. Divert power from you enter the without first සවල් වුණාම තමයි හොඳට පේන්නේ මේක.
Hey, listen. Sorry, I know you're in a hurry. I know you want your power regulator and all. I just feel like we should go talk to Adelaide. If we're gonna kill her power, least we could do is give her people a fair warning.
Warning එකක් නැතුව
Yeah.
warning එකක් නැත අරෝගේ ටකක් පාරට එක කට් කරමු. Redirect power, continue. Oh, retrieve the power regulator. දැන් ගිහිලා ඩෙසර්ටර්ස්ලාට කන්වින්ස් කරන්න පුළුවන් එන්න කියලා. කරන්ට් එක කපලානේ තියෙන්නේ. නැත්තම් මන් දන්නවා ගියාම උන් දෙනවා තව මිෂන් 100ක් විතර. දැන් ගිහිලා අරුන්ට එන්න කියමු ගමට. මගේ සෙකන්ඩ් ගන්න එක මොකද මේකනේ. මගේ ඉන්වෙන්ටරි එකේ එනර්ජි නේ එනර්ජි වෙපන් එකක් තියෙනවද මං ගා මේ මොකද්ද මේ ෂොක් කැනන් ඕ ෂොක් කැනන් ලයිට් මැෂින් ගන් ප්ලාස්මා රයිෆල් නේ 384යි මැෂින් ගන් එක යූස් කරන්නෙත් පිස්ටල් එකේ බුලට් එක कोई पैतट दाना आ रहा पैतट नहीं දැන් අර පැත්තේ ඉන්නේ ගන්නකොට choice එකක් නැහැ යන්නම වෙනවා බලමු මගේ අර ස්පීච් ස්කිල් එක යූස් කරන්න පුළුවන් එක හොඳට මප් කරලා තියෙන්නේ ගන්න ටික ඔක්කොම එළියේ තව බොස් විච් කෙනෙක්
I figured whoever cut off that power was gonna come here to salvage something. Too smart to be a marauder.
බොස් විච්ස් ළමයි කැමත
That must mean Reed sent you. This is all you're doing. Cutting off my power, killing off my garden. Without refrigeration, my food will spoil, and my flock will starve. I want to ask you this in private, away from the eyes of my flock, so they do not see me lose my temper. Tell me, why did you do it? You killed my garden, destroyed my community, sentenced my flock to a lifetime of slavery in Edgewater for a power regulator. Well, shit, I wish it was personal. Go talk to Grace and Thomas. Look them in the eye and tell them their life here is over, and the only thing left to do is go back to Edgewater. This is now your responsibility. And you tell Reed Thompson that I will never return to Edgewater. I would rather die among my flowers than live under his management. My son worked in that cannery. When the plague started coming, he was one of the first to fall sick. We had a store of medicine locked away, but Reed refused to treat him. Said my boy didn't deserve treatment. Said the medicine would have been wasted on him. So I buried my boy in the cemetery, gathered my belongings, and left. That's as much of the story as you need to hear. As long as Reed is still in Edgewater, I will not return. Those are my terms. You offering to cross Reed off, huh? This some sort of twisted reparation for what you've done? Or you just looking for a chance to sow some chaos? Kill Reed if you must, or talk him into leaving if you can. He and I are not sharing the same four walls together.
හොරකම් කරන්න බෑ කියලා කියනවනේ.
Everybody keeps staring at me. It's not my fault the power's dead. Whoa, Miss Parvati. You're, what, how are you? Hi. Hello.
Are you, are things safe out here? How are you keeping?
Great, just great. I've been trying to keep stuff running, just like you. Only I'm not so... Wait, they didn't kick you out, did they?
Oh gosh, no, I'm just along with this fella here.
I seen you wandering around here. You don't look like you're coming from town. Never heard it phrased in such a way before. I guess we're all trying to get our ships off the ground, ain't we? Sorry, I just wasn't sure if you were from town or if you were one of us. Something's been chewing at me, you see. Fact is, I've been, well, lying. To everybody here. Camp thinks I'm a mechanical genius, but I couldn't fix a busted chair. I'll take all the help I can get. I set my mind to learning the craft of the engineer, you see. I want to make something of myself. You ever heard of the Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering?
ඔය පේන්න ආයි quest එක.
If I had my hands on one of those data pads, I could teach myself the ins and outs.
Those are good. My dad kept a copy with him when he was working in the cannery.
I know the old community center kept a copy. Should find another one back in town. If you could find me even one of those pads, I'd be greatly obliged. No kidding! Really? Well, which one? Look at that! Building a computing machine out of Spectrum potatoes, a primer. I'm just glad it survived all these years. I appreciate you going through all that trouble. In fact, I put aside something special, on the off chance that somebody'd search out those data pads for me. Well, don't keep me in suspense. The geothermal plant? Now that is just incredible! You really went exploring down there? Adelaide always told us it was swarming with hostile mechanicals. 2 whole data pads?
Desert reputation increase. එවනත් මොගේ power එකත් මං කැපුවා.
Almost forgot your payment. Sure, I'd be glad to take them off your hands. I've been thinking about going back. I'm not much use to anybody here. I get sick thinking about working at the cannery. I can't do that again. You know something? I think you're right. The town could use another engineer, and I'm on my way to becoming one. I could do a lot of good in Edgewater. Maybe even keep a garage of my own with a little workbench and my very own toolbox. It's just... Adelaide's never gonna forgive me. Not in 100 years. I go crawling back to my old life in Edgewater, and I'm as good as dead to her. Are you sure about this? If we head back to Edgewater on our own, Adelaide won't come with us. She'll stay here and curse us till the end of her days. I expect we got no choice. Edgewater needs us back, and loath as I am to admit it, we need Edgewater. You okay with this, Grace?
Zoe's still out there. Don't much care to leave her unaccounted. If you find her, could you let me know? We'll be waiting in Edgewater.
Just give us some time to gather our personals and say our goodbyes. If you run into Reed, you tell him we're coming back, yeah?
Modified light machine gun. මොකක්ද magazine changes the weapon damage type to shock. Oh, පොඩ්ඩක් ඉන්න complete අනිත් volume එක කොහෙද තියෙන්නේ? මං හිතන්නේ මේක මේ ලෙවල් එකේ නෙමෙයි දිනවා ආපපල්ලට කැමරා එකේ අනිත් පැත්තේ තියෙන්නේ මං හිතන්නේ එතන උඩ තියනවා කියලානේ පෙන්නන්නේ ඔව් මෙතන තියෙන රූම් එක
Hey, you made it. Had a world of yet?
This was a nice family, you know, while it lasted. No kidding! Really? Well, which one? Ain't that just ironical? If I'd worked a little longer back at the cannery, I might have found this myself. That's a complete set! All 3 parts! I'm gonna be the greatest engineer Halcyon's ever seen! Aside from you, Ms. Parvati. I swear, I'll do you proud.
I'm glad we could help, Thomas.
I've been saving something for you. Just a little contraption I found. Should fit right into your outfit.
Return to Reed.
Another day at the cannery.
Wonder if it played.
This is a fine day, friend. Power flows through our town like a cool stream of water. I trust Adelaide's people have seen their way to reason. So, when can I expect them back at their posts? That's good enough for me. Adelaide and I have a history. Was unlikely she'd ever come back. But hope springs eternal. We are in your debt. I am authorizing you for a discount on all official Spacer's Choice products, courtesy of the people of Edgewater. By all means. Thomas Kemp? I remember him. Had to write him up for daydreaming a few too many times.
He tries real hard, Mr. Thompson. This is something he wants to do. That'll make him twice as good.
You may be right. And with the town set to grow, it is time I invested in a new mechanic. This whole fiasco is not one I am keen on repeating. I was too hard on my own workers. I pushed them to their breaking point. With more hands at the cannery, I expect productivity will rise. I expect we'll grow. And I expect I can ask corporate to send us some more medicine. We'll survive, one way or another.
Kai tunaa torai pahai. Second drugs mixing, third drugs mixing, hostile effect duration on fourth drug mixing, science, tinkering cost, corrosion damage. All companion ability cooldowns. Okay, කම්බුණ බලමු. carrying capacity වැඩි කරු. Oh, return to the unreliable. මං හිතන්නේ මට fast travel කරන්න පුළුවන් unreliable එකට. ඔයද මං එක පාක් කරේ. ආව මේටි.
Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome. Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model? Oh, gosh. Listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship, working on a real engine, belonging to a proper crew. I'm the only decent mechanic Edgewater's got, but every time I think of going back, I get this sinking feeling. I've worked on the occasional supply coach in need of repairs. Once I built a little model craft out of spare parts, but Mr. Thompson found out and I had to take it apart. I want to ask you something, and you can say no, but can I come with you? I could tend to your engine, I know my G-valves from my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing. And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too. What do you think? Yes! I mean, thanks. You won't regret this, mister. Captain. I can call you Captain now. Ha! I got a captain.
Oops. Berarti button lagi. අපේ ship boss bitch කතා කරමු.
What can I do for you, Captain? Do you know how to install a power regulator? Outstanding, Captain. Your aptitude for engineering will prove invaluable in the event of another catastrophic engine failure. Our engine room is located behind you, across the cargo bay, up the ladders. What can I do for you, Captain? All systems are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the Unreliable into low-altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities. We have received a communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
Aha, there you are. Hale and hearty, and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the Unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing, I assure you. What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Kilkelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay. Excellent. I'll send her a wireless. Let her know you're coming. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design, cutting-edge technology, years ahead of its time. I call it the Holographic Shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably useful to you. You'll find it in the captain's quarters. Excellent. I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar Bay. If you have any questions, come see me in my lab. And remember, don't trust the board. They'll try to win you over with promises of wealth and power, but it's a lie. The board's only interested in filling their own pockets. If we don't put a stop to them, they're going to run this colony to the ground.
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart, please select a destination on your navigation terminal.
මගේ මේකට ගිහිල්ලා මන්දයක් ගන්න කිව්වනේ ඒක කොහෙද තියෙන්නේ ආවුද project to disguise access to restricted area provided you have the correct ID cartridge attacked on sight oh experience data dark on groundbreaker
Destination.
here you can see all the planets in the system points of interest you can fly the ship won't be extremely dangerous and all the employees are encouraged to remain home or at work
Mission reached. The Groundbreaker.
Can we talk? Hey, Captain. I heard that Groundbreaker's got a real good engineer. A lady named
තව
Julie
boss bitch
Tennyson.
කෙනෙක් මේකේ ඔක්කොම ඔක්කොම boss bitches ලානේ පිරිමි කවුරුත් නැහැ
If I had to fix a station this big, I'd be spending all my time trying to figure out what needs doing now and what can wait. I was thinking that maybe I ought to meet her. If you got time to swing us by, I mean. I don't got much experience fixing actual spaceships. I bet you a can of Borston beans she could teach me all manner of stuff. Thanks, Captain. I'll be sure to make it worth your time. Did you want to talk about something else?
දැන් මේ boss bitch ගාවට ගියාමත් දෙයි quest 100ක් විතර අරක කරන්න මේක කරන්න අරක නැහැ මේක නැහැ අරක හොයලා ගේන්න මේක හොයලා ගේන්න
That's not the point. This halfwit just knocked out one of my workers.
Yeah, with a tossball stick. I heard you the first time. There weren't any witnesses.
No witnesses? He's not even denying it.
Jackass had it coming.
Shut it, Felix. You're not making this any better.
රොබෝ හම්බෙන්නේ පස්සේ
Again, you little back-bait brat, I will toss you out an airlock.
This is the Groundbreaker, not Byzantium. You ain't the law here. I am. Now move along.
I don't have time for this.
Going for a stroll around the docking base? Sure was. Got a knack for upsetting the board and the Mardettes all at once. Between you and me, I was hoping they'd come to fisticuffs. Yeah. He's like the rest of those bored jackasses. All bluster, no grit. All you gotta do is square your shoulders and stand up to him. Board ain't accustomed to disobedience. Yeah, because I knocked my foreman out with a tossball stick. But, to be fair, I wasn't the one who started it. The guy was insulting my Rizzo's Rangers. Look, if it's a crime to defend your favorite tossball team against slander and calumny, well then lock me right up. Only the finest group of tossball players ever to take the field. He's a Spacer's chosen man, though. So when the Chosen beat my Rangers the other night, my foreman comes swaggering up with his head full of boasting. Exactly. I was only doing what any self-respecting Rangers fan would have done. Look, this was a long time coming. Guy thinks he can push me around because he's some sky-high foreman, and I'm just a back bay's dock worker. Well, former dock worker. Guess I just tendered my resignation. Enjoy my freedom. Scrounged together enough bits for a 0G. Other than that, can't say as I do. Hey, not for nothing. But I saw you wander out of that ship over there by the dock. Wouldn't happen to be yours, would it?
Captain of the Unreliable. You're like something out of a serial drama. Hey, I don't want to talk your ears off, guessing you got places to be. I appreciate your time. Felix Millstone. Pleased to make your acquaintance. See you around, boss.
රොබෝව හම්බෙන්නේ ටිකක් පහු වුණාට පස්සේ. රොබෝ ඉන්නේ වෙන ප්ලැනට් එකක.
Customs and inspection, right this way.
Identification, please. Captain Hawthorne, you said. Let me apologize in advance. I'm about to ruin your day. According to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board. Your ship will be impounded until such a time as they see fit to lift it. You'll want to take it up with Udom Bedford, our board representative here on Groundbreaker. His office is located along the starboard wall of the promenade. Shines like a Byzantium commode. Can't miss it. Just the opposite. The board knows we don't take kindly to their interfering in our operations here. If I had to take a guess as to why, you probably riled up the wrong petty board bureaucrat. A man named Udom Bedford. You take the starch out of him, well, you won't hear any complaints from me. Oh, and if you're headed that way, would you mind doing me a favor?
I'm not going to do it.
Now, hold on, it'll just take a minute. Wanda Dorset over in sickbay, tell her the shipment's not in yet. It's not coming in anytime soon, and if she'd be so obliged to get off my ass about it. A handful of Sam Cooning units.
මේකේ ඇතුළට ගිහිල්ලත් නැහැ quest එකක් දැම්ම හම්බ.
I stopped listening when she started yelling. Much appreciated. Is there anything else I can help you with? The fence. You'll find her in the rest and go, on your left when you enter the promenade. Make sure you bring an empty belly. Most places are on the promenade deck. Big door yonder, straight through security. There's a bar on the starboard side. I got a preference for the Lost Hope myself. Talk to Vera. She'll set you right. You need anything else? You let me know. Don't want anyone saying Groundbreaker's not the most hospitable port in the colony. Maybe. Most of the shipping traffic in the system passes through Groundbreaker. Every couple of months, we even get a big interstellar freighter. Two biggest operations are the board. That is, Halcyon Holdings and Sublight Salvage. But there are independent operators around the promenade deck. Most of those jobs are going to take you off station, though. Commandant Sanita might have a couple of folks she needs killed. Bad folks, I mean. Not regular folks. She'll be at the security desk behind me. Chief Junlei might have an errand needs running. She's all tied up trying to fix our heat problem. You'll find her in engineering. If you're thinking to make a career here, don't waste your time. Full-time jobs on Groundbreaker tend to be inherited, or go to a fellow crew member's kid. Keep it in the family, you know. Are you pulling my leg? Goes like this. Back on Earth, before the crossing, the powers that be were selling off stakes in distant star systems they thought had potential. A bunch of companies decided to throw in together and form the Halcyon Holdings Corporation, then buy up the rights to this here colony. That group's what we now call the Board. Yep, Groundbreaker's the only real independent port. Aside from us, there's just tramp freighters and wildcat miners. Seems like every year the Board's offices get bigger and their ships take up more of the landing bays. Haven't seen nearly as many tramp crews this year. Groundbreaker was one of the original colony vessels to come over on the crossing, a few years before her sister ship, the Hope. Once everybody'd been de-thawed and dropped dirtside, the original crew of the Groundbreaker decided they rather liked the spacefaring life. I guess that was the start of our independent spirit. Now, here we are. Sitting around drinking whiskey and smoking cigars, yeah, probably. Can't say for sure, of course. Doubt I'll ever see the inside of it myself. Glad to help. Relative to the board holdings? Not really. But there's a few with the means to go where they will. They aren't rich, but they aren't likely to look too close at your work history either. They strip the parts from derelict ships and abandoned outposts. There's some that say they make the derelicts and encourage folks to abandon their steads. Sublight gives me the creeps. I've known folks who went to work for them and just vanished. They're on the promenade run by a woman.
තව woman කෙනෙක්. තව boss bitch කෙනෙක්.
I'm
මේකේ
only telling you so you know to
ඔක්කොම
avoid them.
ලොක්කො ටික ඔක්කොම boss bitches ලා ඉන්නේ.
All right. He's friendly enough unless you speak ill of the board. Get the sense he doesn't care for Groundbreaker much. Not that he would, being a board man and all. He's our liaison. They can't abide an independent township, especially not one they gotta depend on. We're the first and last stop out of this colony. All their interstellar freighters come through us, and we skim a few bits off the top in manifest processing fees with every one. Folks around here will bluster that the board hates our freedom, but really, they know we can stop their out-system shipments anytime we like, and that terrifies them. You sure you didn't just step off one of the interstellar freighters? There's no working with the board. They don't share, not bits, people, or resources. You work for them, or you don't work at all. Groundbreaker cooperating now would be tantamount to joining their ranks, and we sure as shit ain't about to do that. Sounds like, yeah. But from where I sit, it's all coming through loud and clear. They got assault cruisers, gunships, and a handful of mining operations at their fingertips. We push them too hard, maybe they decide we'd be better in 10 trillion little pieces. Or they cobble together a new Groundbreaker and put us out of business. Sure thing. Be seeing you.
මේ අනිත් boss bitch. එයා කතා කරන්නේ. මේ තව boss bitch
Unless you're
කෙනෙක්.
here to file an incident report or to inquire about the bounty posting, I must kindly ask you to clear out. The Mardet's offices aren't for leisure time nor loitering. Got a hot one for you. Captain Gunnar McRed. Just 26 hours old. The posting, that is, not the criminal. Allegations include several counts of flying under the influence, carrying open alcoholic containers, failure to pay docking fees, resisting arrest, and assaulting not one but 2 officers. Dreadful, ain't it? Such blatant disregard for order. It's a real problem in the youth these days. It's true enough that he ain't particularly deadly, but the interest on each fine being compounded as they are means he'll be paying with his life insurance. Only way to cover it. Last tip we got pointed toward the back bays. You want the reward? Do the legwork. You and about 6 other enterprising mavericks. It's only a matter of time before someone brings me McRed's head, or his lucky lighter, as proof of kill. I do hope you're the lucky hunter, though. Good luck and skip speed to you. Do I look like your gossipy best friend? While I'm on post, I take my duties real serious. I would have no qualms whatsoever escorting you to a cell. Understand? Now let's not start a fuss. I'm just trying to do my job, and I can't do it while chit-chatting with you. We're the security force here on Groundbreaker. Started back before the crossing, you know. The original force was made up of a Marine detachment from the 77th Marine Expeditionary Unit, Trailward Fleet. Folks started calling us Mardets because it was easier to say. Guess it stuck.
තව ජොබ් එකක් මේ පැත්
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt a regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story. The board would like to remind
තව බොස් විච් කෙනෙක් නිවුස්
travelers
කියවනවා
that passage to Monarch is restricted for your protection. Canyons of acid and sulfur rain are the least of the horrors plaguing the surface of Monarch. Anarchists live as one with the animals, lawless, savage, and unemployed. The board's embargo ensures that nothing can leave the planet and threaten our hard-working citizens. This is Halcyon News, reminding you that there's no I in news, no we in Halcyon, and no Mercury in Saturn.
Mercury in Saturn. ඒකත් බොරුවක්ද කොහෙද?
Rizzo's mock apple cider. A hard cider.
මේකේ අර මේ අර ඔලු බක්ක ඉන්නවා මේ ඉන්නේ ඔලු බක්ක.
Sorry about the heat. Chief Dennison will get the radiators fixed soon. Of course, this heat sure makes a 0G brew extra refreshing. It's an ale that's good for what ails you. Oh, and it's not the best choice. It's Spacer's choice. Taste the freedom. A lot of slogans to keep track of. Sometimes I forget. Heard of it? My orientation Aether Wave showed that famous Saltuna cannery, which I'm sure smells as good as it looks. I'm sure they're doing their best. That's the Spacer's Choice spirit. So, what can I get you? Some soap? Everyone loves soap. Everyone will love you for using it, too. I'm bound to satisfy headgear-related inquiries. Please send any complaints to our Consumer Care Headwear Division.
It's not the best choice, it's Spacer's choice! Taste the freedom!
You would never ask if you knew what it's like in here. I mean, why, anyone can be a Spacer's Choice Consumer Relations Choice Specialist. Just keep your nose clean and aim for the moon. Oh, I'm having a stellar day. And not just because I'm legally obligated to say so. Almost as stellar as Spacer's Choice is affordable. I can see all of the top quality merchandise in the Spacer's Choice catalog, which is available here at a reasonable price. Spacer's Choice regrets that we don't sell toothpaste at this time, but we're always working on delivering exciting new products to our customers. Spread Wash, Mouthwash, and Mantafloss are among the exciting line of dental goods currently in development. Don't miss out on these deals. You'll find none like them on all of Groundbreaker, or anywhere in the Halcyon colony. Trouble sleeping? Try our Lunar Eclipse mix. That's 2 handfuls of pep pills washed down with a hearty swig of 2-hour energy brew. The blast will send you through the stratosphere and the crash will knock you out cold, guaranteed.
මු කතා කරතර කච 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 ගාලා සද්දයක් එනවා.
Add an additional 10% to your purchase today and the proceeds will be donated to Spacer Cares, our premier corporate welfare program. At Spacer's Choice, we care about your health and emotional well-being. That's why we put Martin through 6 years of vendor school, only to make him wear this hat. even if my contract didn't forbid it. I think it's part of me now. Now, are you ready to make Spacer's Choice Lunar Green Moonmouth lozenges a part of you? Lunar Green, the future is spearmint. Damn it. No slogan for that one. Look, this hat, my job, it may not seem like much to a brave space captain, but they're all that I have. If there are self-made purgatories, then we all have to live in them. Mine can be no worse than someone else's. Now, if we're done with the chit-chat, I hope you don't mind if I make the most of this short life and try to be the best moon person I can be. It's fine. I should be stronger than this. Thanks for taking an interest. Speaking of interest, can I interest you in some quality budget goods? At Spacer's Choice, we cut corners so you don't have to. Anything and everything. Whatever you want, we got it. And when you need a replacement, we got that too. Just the opposite. Spacer's Choice items are always new, hot off the shelves, because customers just can't stop buying new stuff. Oh, sorry. Got the line wrong. You want me to do it again? Spacer's Choice items are always new, hot off the shelves, because customers just can't stop improving their lives with our fine products. You could go broke buying overpriced Aramid gear, or you could buy from us at a much more reasonable rate. That's why you should get a backup or 3. Become a frequent buyer. Join our Friendship Rewards program. Program currently unapproved in Alpha, rewards and friendship pending. Have a look.
Your merchant skill best used to negotiate prices. Oh. Oh, 300 bits. How Mathian costume accessory. Moon Man. බොරු කියන්න පුළුවන් මේකෙන් +5.
You should give our latest product a try. Ollie Ollie Toxi-Free. Now with activated charcoal. Don't take my word for it. See for yourself. Make a choice. Spacer's Choice. Got you too? Yeah. Same hat. How right you are. Looks really good on you. What a snug fit on your giant head. Hope you're very happy in there. Wear it with pride, with hope. No one can take that away from you. Looking for some Spacer's Chaw? It's recommended by 11 out of 10 Spacer's Choice medical professionals. Don't take my word for it. See for yourself.
Make a choice.
Make a choice.
Spacer's Choice.
Spacer's Choice.
Save. ඊට පස්සේ